WrestleMania, and he's booked for that, as is Bret Hart, which leads you to believe that he's reached an agreement, because his current agreement, or the one that he signed when he came back, was only for 2 weeks after WrestleMania that he was going to be around. So I'm guessing that, something, if he signed a short-term contract extension, I mean, he's told friends that he's having, he's done this in interviews and has said that he's enjoying the time in WWE right now. So I'm sure that they've signed some sort of short-term agreement to have him, because he's booked for overseas house shows after WrestleMania as well. So.
Well, all right then. Going back to the phones, caller, you're on there. What's going on, brother?
Well, sir, I want to ask a quick question. I actually have two questions. One, I want to get your really honest opinion on TNA. And the second question is, a long time ago, I had posted on this forum type website, and it was a source from Ryan Clark, and one of the people who saw the topic, they made a comment saying Ryan Clark was a huge WWE mark, and I just want to see what your thoughts were on that.
Ryan's actually a bigger TNA mark, I would think, right?
But I'm a huge WWE mark. Listen.
He said he made a post on the forum where somebody said you're a huge WWE mark. You're definitely a mark. You can't deny that, but I think you're a TNA mark if you're one company's mark. What are we talking about?
I would say that I'm more a fan of TNA versus WWE. Jesus, if that's all somebody's saying about me on a forum, man, that's good news, man. I've read some nasty comments from people. Jesus, man.
You're not well liked.
There's one forum. You know what the problem is? It's these people hate, right? And the site sucks, and we suck, right? And everything sucks about us, but yet on a daily basis.
You mean us? Why do I got to be lumped in with you? Nobody talks about me. I'm pretty low-key.
Well, I think that you're a pretty hated man, too, in the...
I know I was. I don't think people think about me one way or the other now. Like, a lot of people don't even realize I'm around still, even though I'm on, not that you want to admit to it, one of the biggest websites online. I only post to that one site now. I don't do it like you do it anymore, where you whore yourself out to everyone. I'm sorry to say that term. That's the only thing I could think of.
Whore myself out there.
Yeah, you're not a whore, but you do work for a lot of sites that aren't yours. So. Caller, you're on there. Who's this? Callie, what do we got?
Yeah, this quick question. It's kind of a stupid question, but kind of about Sting. I've been reading some forums also, and people have been talking about they want him in a Hall of Fame for WWE, but he's never actually stepped foot there. Do you think Vince will ever, before he retires, let's say down the road, will he ever get Sting ever to wrestle one match or Royal Rumble match, you think, for WWE, so they can put him in Hall of Fame, or Sting to say no and never ever go to WWE? You think before his career is fully over?
Well, they could put him in without him ever being there. I mean, they've done that with a lot of other. I mean, Vern Gagne comes to mind. He's never been in WWE. I mean, there's other people that's in the Hall of Fame that's never set foot in a WWE ring, and Sting is probably the biggest name, maybe in history, definitely this generation, that the biggest name that's never worked for WWE. I mean, everybody else has pretty much gone back and forth. Shawn's never worked for WCW, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H has. A lot of people don't even realize that, but Sting's never worked for WWE. But no, I don't think they'll ever get him. I mean, he's with TNA now, and I don't think he wants to be around right now that much. So I think when he's done with TNA, he's pretty much done for good. And he can stay away because he did it for God knows how long before TNA lured him back in.
Yeah, sure. And one more last question. Is the Carwin Murray fight still on for 27th, right? Or is that canceled? Or that fight still a go, you think?
Was there a rumor about that or something? I mean,
No, because he said Murray and some other name. I said, well, I thought it was going to be Murray and Carwin because I haven't been looking it up lately. So I want to make sure it's still going to be them two going to fight each other.
Oh, no, I just said it was the pay-per-view coming up was the GSP and Mir fights. It's like they're the two main events. They're the stars. Yeah. No, it's still on. Shane Carwin, Frank Mir is not this weekend, but it's next weekend, and the main event's George St. Pierre, Dan Hart. Yeah, that's still on.
The Tito and Chuck fight is off. Maybe that's the one he's talking about. Maybe that's a mess right now. I'm hearing things that Dana White's trying. Thanks for the call, Kelly. I'm hearing rumors that Dana White's trying to cover that up because, well, A, he can't admit to it if it is true because they signed the contracts when they do the Ultimate Fighter that nobody's allowed to say a word about what happens. Right.
So how that story leaked, who knows? Somebody's in trouble probably. But I'm here. I mean, the rumor is this, just to fill people in. Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell are coaching the next season of the Ultimate Fighter, which actually starts in 3 weeks maybe, I want to say. It's back-to-back shows. Well, no, here it is. This Sunday is UFC 1 Versus. Next Saturday is the UFC 111 pay-per-view, and then that following, I think it's Wednesday, is the UFC Fight Night with Kenny Florian versus Takanori Gomi, with Gomi's UFC debut. And right after that UFC Fight Night finishes, it'll be the premiere episode of Season 11 of The Ultimate Fighter, coached by Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell. And they were supposed to fight, as all the coaches always do at the end of the season. And sometime last week, I believe it was, a rumor came out that said Ortiz is out of the fight with Liddell after the season, and instead it'll be Chuck Liddell versus Rich Franklin. But and then another rumor came out after that said Rich Franklin actually took over as coach midway through the season because Ortiz got kicked off the show for some reason. So I guess it starts Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz as coaches. Ortiz does something to get kicked off or injured and leaves. Who knows what the story is. Either way, he's gone, according to the rumor, and Franklin steps in to fill in as coach for the rest of the season, and then they're going to do season. But then now I'm hearing rumors that nobody's posted yet that's saying, even though Dana White said that tweet that said it's not true,
right.
People are saying that even though he said that, it is true that Ortiz does get kicked off the show or leaves for some reason, and Franklin takes over, and that's the fight. So there's conflicting reports. So I mean, I have no idea which one's true yet.
Well, Dana also said something that there was no personal beef between him and Tito, which I mean
he says that every time somebody brings it up because they have that history. And when he re-signed Tito, they buried the heat finally, and they promised that they would never, even talk to each other unless it's about business or anything like that, because they don't want to get, on each other's nerves. They don't want to have the rivalry start up again. They just want to be friends and just do business again. So he always says now, oh no, me and Ortiz are fine. In the press conferences, you and Tito hate each other. No, me and Tito are fine. That's his thing now.
Right.
All right. But yeah, that's a weird story. I have no idea what deal is with that. It really makes me interested in the season more. I can tell you that. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on, buddy?
Yes, sir. I was wanting to ask you, if nothing will happen, I'm going to WrestleMania this year. I didn't get my tickets now, but for the ladder match, I was wanting to know who do y'all expect to win the Money in the Bank match. And I was on some website. I think it was WrestleInc.com. I think Ryan posted it on. The winner might turn the Money in the Bank that night and face that night. I was wanting to know, who do y'all think they expect to win? And if they do turn in, do y'all expect them to actually win titles like the rest of them?
All right, thanks for calling.
Yeah, the deal with Money in the Bank, the report that I put up the other day, there was talk that they were going to have the winner of Money in the Bank cash in the title opportunity earlier than they have done in the past, due to the fact that you have an entire pay-per-view. As it currently stands, you've got an entire pay-per-view based around Money in the Bank. Just a few months.
Oh, did they really add a whole Money in the Bank pay-per-view to the schedule?
Yeah, we've got an entire Money in the Bank. So there was talk of having the winner either cash it in that night at WrestleMania, or they would...
How would that even work, an entire Money in the Bank? Would there be a Money in the Bank match for the Divas title, Money in the Bank match for the Intercontinental? Like, what? Once you get the briefcase, you get the title shot. Not everybody can get a title shot. There can only be one.
Well, I mean, it's a brand new concept, so we have no idea what it's going to be yet. But, I mean, you could do it...
Maybe two Money in the Banks, like one for WWE title, one for World, the way they do the chamber matches. Maybe.
Right, or you could do a tournament, some sort of tournament.
Yeah, that's true, like King of the Ring kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it a lot of different ways, but nonetheless, I mean, there was talk of having the winner cash it in fairly early this year and then go from there. As far as who the winner would be...
Well, hold on, before you get to that, it certainly won't be that. He said he heard the rumor was they're going to cash it in that night at WrestleMania. I can guarantee you they won't do that. That would be a slap in the face if they did that.
Well, keep in mind that the title match is not going to be the main event of the show. So it's going to be Taker versus Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a possibility that they could do it right that night. And then, as far as winners are concerned, I mean, you guys know that Drew McIntyre he's been pushed huge over on SmackDown as of late. You've got Christian is in there.
I was going to say, I don't even know who's in the damn thing right now.
Well, you could have Edge. You could have Edge get the title at WrestleMania and then have Christian come out and cash it in, and that would set up an Edge versus Christian feud for directly after WrestleMania if they were to go that route. But I would say, the favorites have got to be Drew McIntyre or Christian. Who else would...
I don't even know who's in the match, so Christian sounds like a good one to me.
We've got the people that are in the match as it stands right now, the 9 that we've got. Christian, Kane. I don't see Kane getting. Matt Hardy. I don't think he's world title material or WWE title. MVP.
No.
Shelton Benjamin, no way. Dolph Ziggler. I don't see him as a world champion. Evan Bourne, no way. Jack Swagger, they haven't done much with him recently.
They could if they wanted to give him a big ass push. You never know.
Because
that's the factor you got to think of. All these names you're naming so far,
right.
None of them, if you're saying are they world title material, none of them really seem like it right as things stand now. No, but Christian's as things stand now, Christian's not world title material on Raw or SmackDown. I mean, he's coming off ECW for however